Welcome back. For more than 50 years, June has become a month to celebrate the LGBTQ+ community. While the month usually comes with big parties, Pride's origin should not be forgotten. In today's Together We Rise, Victoria De Leon looks at the history behind the celebrations.
This stretch of Maine displays acceptance year-round. But in June, visibility is amplified.
I first moved to San Antonio, and the Pride Parade specifically was very short. It's just beautiful to see the changes that have occurred over the last 21 years that I've been in San Antonio.
For Robert Salcido, Pride Month is a time to reflect on the celebration's beginnings.
It was a revolutionary act of people standing up for themselves. And in 2022, we're still standing up for ourselves.
June 28, 1969. Police raided the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village.
Stonewall, which is this tiny hole-in-the-wall bar in New York City, would be the ignition point for a national movement.
UTSA archivist Melissa Golke says police raids on LGBTQ-friendly establishments were common. On that night, people fought back, demanding to be seen.
It was a seminal moment in LGBTQ history where members of the community just drew the line in the sand.
Now, communities across the nation commemorate the Stonewall riots every June. San Antonio had its first Pride March in 1976.
It was a Pride March. There were 35 participants. That's a brave group of people.
In the 80s and 90s, celebrations grew larger.
We're not exactly sure when the 90s this particular Pride event happened, but it was at San Pedro Park. That must have been a great thing. You could bring your kids out and feel safe, just hanging out, swimming, playing volleyball.
Picnics and parades were full of people who for so long hadn't felt safe being themselves in public.
We are human just like everybody else, and we deserve the dignity and respect. That's what Pride Month means to me.
In the 53 years since Stonewall, Robert says there have been strides.
What we're seeing in our current day-to-day lives, the political rhetoric that is happening.
But not enough.
We're still within that space that we still need it as a movement. We still need it as an act, a revolutionary act of being who we are authentically and speaking to the adversity that we experience.
Every year, Pride celebrations amplify visibility and a history too important to forget. Victoria De Leon, KENS 5.
Well, tomorrow, the Pride celebrations continue. The festival at Crockett Park starts at 11 a.m. It runs until 7. And at 8:30, the high race starts on Main Street along the parade route. The Pride Parade starts at 9 p.m.